Hi, this is an individual reflection by Alan MacDonald for the Second Life assignment. Our installation was called Lost in Wonderland and was made by these things, slurtles. The areas I'd like to reflect on are Kolb cycle, collaboration, constructionist and constructivist, pervasiveness of practice, problem-based learning, and any other areas. I'd like to talk about Kolb cycle with specific reference to the elevator problem that you are seeing on your screen. I am an active learner by nature and I like doing and experiencing. Typically I would have a concrete experience through some form of active experimentation. I'm sure I experienced the other two areas of Kolb cycle, reflective observation and abstract conceptualization, but I wasn't really aware of it. I see a problem, I use my prior knowledge, and I have a go on a small scale to see if it works. At least this way I know that the problem has been started. I can visualize it, I can internalize it. With the Kolb cycle, it actually forced me to work through the cycle. It forced me to be more divergent in my thinking and reflect on why and at what point things went wrong. The reflection was fact-finding. It showed me where I went wrong, but it also clarified the problem deeper, and it aided in coming up with a solution. With abstract conceptualization, I actually realized that there was theory behind these problems. 2. Collaboration. The project nature promoted computer-supportive collaborative learning. Initially we collaborated via email, but we found that there was slow response times between group members. We also found that it forced sequential segmentation, where somebody would work for a little bit and then pass it on, and then pass it forwards and backwards. We started to use voice and instant messaging because it allowed for a much closer interaction whilst doing this assignment. We also noted that there was great intergroup collaboration, and I've talked about this in number 4, pervasiveness of practice. Number 3, constructionism and constructivism, or Papert versus Piaget. With constructionism, if a problem was difficult, I could build a prototype or a concrete model. I'd usually draw pictures. Then I would move to the constructivism and actually do it in my head after a while. So I think for this assignment I moved from one to the other in a continuous cycle. I felt that constructivism allowed me to assimilate and accommodate new knowledge, but sometimes a problem is just too complex to be in your head and needs to be displayed in a concrete way or using a model. I felt that constructionism was very focused on experiential learning and allowed me to make my own conclusions through active experimentation. I felt that both of these theories were greatly enhanced through learning socially and learning collaboratively. This is because there was lots of new solutions offered and there was much more talk and discussion of problems. Number 4, pervasiveness of practice. Every week with an informal drop-in session, which was just a chance to meet up and chat for an hour, but there was great willingness within these sessions to help within a collaborative peer-to-peer framework. I also attended a number of Second Life seminars, or kind of how do I session with the ISTE. With these sessions, you didn't want to know the answer, but it was nice to know how things were done and what the affordances of the technology, what it can do, where it's being used as well. Number 5, problem-based learning. This is much more student-centered, where the teacher introduces new skills at the start and then stays at the side. There is a need to learn through context and learn through realistic problems. Initially we were given realistic problems that we were going to come up with in our assignment. We now knew the functions of Scratch for Second Life, but we had to come up with our own installation. The problem-based learning was enhanced through collaborative learning. It was also enhanced through these informal weekly drop-in sessions that we had, where we could all collaborate again through a peer-to-peer network. Number 6, any other areas that I'd like to reflect on. Will I use virtual worlds in my job? Yes and no. I'd say yes because there's an enriched experience, much more beyond Web 2.0. There's a great enhanced sense of space as well. I'd say no also because sometimes technology is not often the best answer. As a primary school teacher, I could see it being used more as a complement, something on the side. I'd also like to note the fantastic sense of space that I experienced. You could make a structure like a house that you could actually walk in and move around, but then you could make it big or you could make it small. Because of this, Second Life would be a great tool to use in teaching the minute, intricate designs of cells to the design of the vast solar system. I also found that there was a lot of technical issues with regard to using Second Life. A number of times you'd be logged out of the server, or there was just a slow reaction time. Maybe this was Second Life telling me to have a break, to actually take some time away, and to internalise problems and develop solutions. And that is the end of my reflection. Thank you.